Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to A Reseller's Journey. Here is your host, ebayjoey.
I'm back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of A Reseller's Journey. I'm your host, eBay Joey, and today we got a veteran in the game representing SoCal, Drome the Hustler. What's up, bro?
Yo, what up, Joey? What's Gucci, my boy?
Hey, man. I'm good, man. How are you, man? How's everything going in your world?
Just trying to make $1 a day. Just keep it flowing. 'Cause
Hey, you're making more than $1, my man.
I like to stay humble. But the hustle don't stop. You got to keep
Hey,
it.
that's it, man. The hustle does not stop, man. One thing for the people that don't know who you are and how I just came to your page, bro. You're the first person to post those basketball jerseys, man, on
Yeah,
IG.
yeah, bro. It's like I say, it's like if you don't get up in the morning and you don't go hustle, you don't know what's out there.
Mm-mm. So I appreciate you sharing that, man, because those jerseys made me some money. I've sold some already, and then the other ones I'm holding on to, man. But I told my wife, like, when you posted that, the next day I said I gotta go hit these stores, man, and I hit them, and I got lucky, man. And there was one reseller, bro, that was I saw him in 5 stores.
Yeah. That's how it is, bro. There's I see resellers all the time. You
Yeah.
know, but it's that. But at the same time, you develop an eye, and I could see those things from a mile away. When I seen them, I knew where it was. I was just like, "Come over here, that's money."
Yeah, you know what's crazy, bro? Like I didn't think that the LeBron James, the one for the Cavaliers and the one that says the land, I didn't think that that would be worth much money because he doesn't play there anymore. But I was wrong.
No, my experience with any of the jerseys or anything like that is that if they want to chip with that team, those jerseys sell
Mhm.
for pretty good money. Because people still want them.
Yeah. Because I have the kids version. Shout out to Hustler Hacks, man. He posted it like it was those $6 for those kids jerseys, and I went crazy looking for them, and I still got them, man. But I thought I could move them, but I can't even sell them for $20, bro.
Yeah, trust me. Kids is tough. Kids is
Yeah.
tough. You know, but I mean, you just got to know how to pick and choose them. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why. Like one of the things that I've actually picked up from Hustler Hacks is do your research, man.
Yeah.
And then I was always told that just because it looks like gold doesn't mean it's gold.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? Give us an example, man, of some fool's gold.
Nah, if you see something out there, you think it's like, it looks great. It's a great
Mhm.
pickup. In your eyes, it might be like, oh, dude, this is gonna make me some money, and you might
Yeah.
just take it, right? You're just like, ah. But then when you finally get home and you do the research,
Yeah.
you bricks, so
Yeah,
that
it's crazy, man. I just saw someone on IG. They posted those those pink Adidas. I think it's like the equivalent to like the Vapor Max. I forgot the name of it, but this guy had took a picture and he said, "Oh man, I picked them up at 30 listings. Now there's 300 listings." He's like, "I'm returning them back to the store." And it's just one of those things where everybody's shopping at the same place, man. It's like, what do you expect? People are on the internet looking.
Yeah, that's how you got to do your research, man. And you just got to, like, you really got to give yourself some knowledge. You really, really got to realize what sells, what doesn't sell, and keep that in mind. And you learn from your mistakes. And that's key, learning as you go and growing. Like,
Yeah.
once you do that, I think, you stop and really think about it. But I mean, if it move, like, there's things that I don't sell that other people move. To me, it's
Yeah.
just like, but to each his own to me.
Yeah. So how long you been in this reselling game, man?
Oh, man, I've been doing it since maybe 2010,
Okay.
around there.
And now was that like full time or did that start like as part time as a side hustle?
That just started as a side hustle.
Okay.
For a while, people were like, I had a couple people that would sell on eBay, and they were like, "Yeah, I sell on eBay. I make, making money." And
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? eBay? Like, the concept didn't click, you know?
Right.
And the way I got started is that my brother sold a couple books on eBay when he was in college. And then I actually found a AirPod on the floor,
Hmm.
back in the day. You couldn't tell what it was. So I found an AirPod. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to take it to a pawn shop or anything.
Yeah.
So my brother like, post it on eBay. Dude, that thing sold in seconds. And
What?
that's what got me hooked.
Are you talking about like the pods and the slammers, like those?
No, 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 not the AirPods. I'm talking about AirPods, the shuffles.
Oh, yes, yes, the Apple
Yes,
devices. What was
yes.
like a first generation?
Yeah, yeah. And it's like I found it on the floor in the middle of the street. Wasn't
Oh,
broken and everything. Like, I posted it on my brother's eBay account.
yeah.
I got I got like at least 100 and something for it. I can't remember.
Back in the day, man, when those first came out, that was like, I mean, the MP3 players, and there's just MP3s in period, man. There was really nothing to really play them like on stored stuff. Because I always had like a tape deck, or I've had like a CD player. So just for that to come out, man, that was like game changer for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So but yeah, that's how I actually got started. Once it sold within a couple minutes, I actually took the profits from that and I started thrifting, you know?
Oh
And,
wow.
and I started with what I know. So like I knew basketball jerseys,
Yeah.
sports stuff, and then I graduated into other stuff.
Yeah, so the thrift game, that's kind of like what got you hooked, would you say, in the reselling game?
It did. It did. Because I mean, in the thrift games, you could find a lot of gems, and I found like great finds.
Yeah.
I've bought a jacket. What do you call this? For like $10, flipped it for 2,500. But
Wow.
yeah, so like but the competition now in the thrift is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think, I mean, why do you think the competition is growing, man? Because I talked to other resellers, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, where you can have that eye where you can just tell someone's new or someone's reselling. Why do you think like the thrift game and then the reselling game is just growing with competition?
It's just the social media. Social media. Like it's all over social media. Like uh, if you look at LA Thrifter, how many followers he has.
Yeah.
Uh, Hustler Hacks, how many followers he has.
Yeah.
So it's already there. But so people are going out and saying, "Hey, I could do this," because I mean, it's really not that hard. It's just got to put work into it and dedication, and be able to grow it.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe some people like, do you think they get discouraged after a while? Like, what do you think the success rate really is of a new reseller that wants to get into the game?
I say about 20%, because it takes a lot of like for to do what we do as
Yeah.
and make sure this is like your bread and butter. Like this is gonna bring this is basically your job to like make it full
Yeah.
time. You have to put in a lot of work. For me personally, like what I love about the job is the hunt,
Hmm.
right? But there's like so many parts to that. There's so many other moving parts. You got your listing, you got your paperwork. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that go with it, and that's when people don't realize um, at the like all that work that goes into it. That's why they're like, never mind, forget it.
Yeah, man. The shipping, I think like for me, when I got first started in the game, man, I remember my wife, she looked at me. We went to the post office. I sold some old school, like some Chucks that I just wore for a wedding. And then I sold it for like 30, but then the shipping was $15, something like that, right? And I was like, man, I didn't have any poly bags. I didn't have any, boxes. I just didn't know, man. But it's just one of those things where she looked at me and says, you got to figure this out, or you need to just stop right now. And that was only after selling one item, bro. And it was used.
Yeah, yeah, bro. You know what? It's funny you say
Yeah.
that because the first two, three items, here I thinking like, hey, I sold this item. I didn't think like then my brother goes, hey, you got to pay your
Yeah.
fees, bro. You know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what? So I just don't get to keep all this money, you know? So yeah,
Yeah.
understand that, and that's what like makes a good reseller is being able to educate yourself, and being
Right.
resourceful, and learning how to cut your costs down. And I think that's key in any business, like cutting your costs and keeping it at where you want.
Yeah, I know you do this full time and I do this full time reselling, but do you think like the mindset is different if you're a part-time reseller and you got like a regular paycheck coming in where you don't have to like kind of tighten up on your side hustle where you're just like, oh well, whatever, that's if that's the fees, or you're not really trying to cut down on the overhead, right?
Right.
Okay.
It, it just depends, I think, on the person
Yeah.
because to me it's like I wanted to do this full time because I don't like working for anybody else.
Yeah.
Having to like to me the flexibility that I have to do this,
Mhm.
it's great and I love it. So it just depends because there's people that could really you could be a firefighter, right? And you love
Mhm.
to be a firefighter, but you also love the sneaker game. So you
Yeah.
got things that, so I think it's just a balance and it just depends on the person and where they're at in life.
Yeah, one thing when I first started Drome the Hustler is like how much should I be making, right? And so when I first got started in the game, I asked a bunch of people and they just said, well, it's individual, right? But in your opinion, man, for people that are asking that same question like me, how much can a part-time reseller make? And then how much should a full-timer make at minimum?
A full timer, whatever your cost of the bills is, like
Yeah.
like for example, if you need to cover all your bills with $3,000, you
Yeah.
know, you should be able to make double that, to me,
Okay.
because able to like you're able to put some money back into the business and you're able to pay all your bills and save a little, so it just depends. But to me, it's like every month, whatever I bring in, my goal is to double it, but my
Yeah.
actual is triple it, like
Okay.
and then I keep spreadsheets. So I enter all my numbers every day, how much I make, what my monthly goal is,
Yeah.
and every day it tallies up to where like, oh damn, like I'm short I'm gonna be short $1,000 if I don't push myself. So that
Yeah.
pushes me back through my inventory, go back through my listings. Did I
Yeah.
miss something? Did I missize something? Do I need to change the wording? So that's the way I see it.
Okay, so a full timer should make at least 6 G's profit.
Profit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I think that could, and it's also going to take time. It's not like you're just going to start making 6 G's because you have a title full time, but I do think that's very achievable. Now, what do you think about for part timers that are doing it part time? How much you think? What do you think the ceiling is for someone that's part time?
I think the way I see it for part timers is
Yeah.
they're working toward from what a lot of the part timers I talk to, they're working
Yeah.
towards like just saving up for something they want.
Okay. Yeah.
Part timer. I mean, it just depends because most of the part timers I know, they're making about like 1,500 a month. Like that's
Okay.
just take home.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not bad, man. I mean, you times that, by 12. I mean, that's over 10,000 as a side hustle. And sometimes you're at work, man. And I've seen people on Instagram where it's like, oh, I'm at work and I love getting a sale, or you love getting a sale when you wake up. You know what I mean? I think that's probably one of the best feelings out there.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
Joey. You know what?
Yeah.
When I wake up, like I try not to do it, but I want
Yeah.
to reach for my phone and see what I got. Because if I wake up and I have no sales, something wrong going on here.
Yeah, you know what? Since I've been full time, man, I do look at my phone at night. Sometimes I can't sleep. You're thinking, and I'll wake up like at 3, 4 o'clock, or if there's a sneaker drop on the sneaker apps, I'm waking up. I'm looking like, man, any notifications? But I think it really dictates your day, man, like how productive it's gonna be. And when you're waking up and it's like 7, 8 o'clock and you got like 3 sales, I mean that's solid, bro. It's a great feeling, man.
It's a great motivation for you to go
Yeah,
out there, and it gives you. To me, it drives me. It's like, okay, I got 3 sales. Like
yeah,
tomorrow when I have 10, but in order for me, the way I see it, if I got 3 sales, now I have to find 3 items to replace the 3 cells that I
Yeah.
just, just because I have 3 cells doesn't mean I could just chill all day. I gotta go get 3 more items to
Yeah.
replace sold,
Yeah.
or even
Yeah.
6.
No, that's actually smart. I never looked at that. I know a lot of people do the list five items a day. And so I think that's also wise to just to replenish the sales. So what platforms are you selling on?
Man, I sell on every single platform. So let's say StockX, Mercari, Go, Poshmark, you know, uh, Facebook Market, OfferUp, you
Yeah.
know.
Are
Yeah,
you on the Amazon too? Do you do the Amazon a little bit?
yeah, I do the whatever I could sell, whatever Amazon
Yeah.
lets me sell, I'll
Yeah.
take. That's it. Like, if
Yeah.
it, no, sorry, then I'm not even gonna even try.
So which platform are you digging right now, man? Which one do you like the most?
Right now, for me, Mercari been solid.
Oh, why? Tell me why, because I'm on Mercari and I started, but it's hit and miss, man. Tell me what you like about it. What's going on with that app?
I just it just makes it so much simple to use. I definitely like selling. I don't have no what do you call this, store fees or anything like that. It's I like the fact that I can like actually, like, it feels like I'm texting somebody when you
Hmm.
actually communicate with the customer. you
Yeah.
know so I like that one-on-one DM. You agree on something, and the only thing I dislike now is the processing fee, man, because that could really hit your pocket depending on how much the item sells for.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that I sold an item that I listed before that whole processing fee announced, but it's like, yeah, that's an extra 3%, man. And if you're selling, thousands and thousands, that 3% adds up, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think 3% out of 900, it's what, like with 30
Tw-
cents, it's like bucks, so $10, something like that.
Yeah, I think like, so for every thousand would be like, or every hundred would be $3. So
Yeah,
like 1,000 is like $30. Because I think it's like 2.9, I think, something like that.
yeah. With $30, I could go to Ross and get me some kid shoes and flip them for 100.
I mean, that is true, man. Because you think about it, like even credit cards, a credit card, the max, I've seen is like 2%, or I get 1.5% on my Chase card, but still, man, 3% to give it away, it's no bueno, man, in my opinion.
Oh no, man, it definitely hurts because the way I see it, like like you said, you times 1,000. That's what. Let's say you sell 10,000 in a year. That's 5 pair of
Yeah.
shoes that I'm out. And then 5 pair of shoes that for kid shoes, and those 5 pair of shoes, that's I could flip for 500.
Exactly, man. I think that's a smart way to look at it. What now, out of all the apps or out of all the platforms that you're selling on, which one are you not really feeling at the moment? Because we're in Q4 right now.
StockX, my boy, StockX.
Why? Talk about it.
Man, this is just their processing is just slow and it's killing you. It's like,
Yeah.
and the big problem with StockX is that uh, if you don't have the capital, it's gonna
Yeah.
definitely hurt your pockets.
Yeah.
Because it takes two
Talk about it. Talk about it.
it takes 2 to 3 weeks to even get your money. And what happens if that shoe doesn't, like, they find a minor scuff on it and they send
Yeah.
it back to you. Now that shoe's been, you know, over there for 2 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna take like about another week to get back to you. For Q4, I could have moved that item on Mercari, on Go, or on eBay, on Poshmark, and that's kind of like the
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think cash flow is key, in a business, and I think depending on how big your inventory, how big is your cash flow, all that, it kind of goes into effect, man. But Goat's been really quick for me, man. I know you and I, we both live in Southern California, but I mean, it takes one day to get to Goat, and it's like boom. I'm like within 2 days, man. It's I get my money and it's quick, so I'm really digging Goat for that feature.
No, I loved Go. I mean,
Yeah,
like, for me, it's I ship it today and it's there tomorrow. I
yeah,
actually used to drop off at their site, which was a sweet, man, because I used to keep the extra $5 they charge. So if you dropped off,
oh wow.
they would waive the $5 fee.
Was that in Culver City?
No, you would actually drop that off in Hollywood, over in on Melrose and Fairfax.
Oh
next
wow.
flip store.
Okay. And I think they still offer that? I think Florida has a location too, I think. For
Florida, New York, and LA.
So is the LA, they're not is it because of the whole COVID thing? They're not receiving it?
Correct, correct. The whole COVID, and then what really killed it was the looting. The looting was
Yeah.
awful, man. It was just to me it was a shame.
Yeah, that's definitely sad, man. I think especially it's a business, man. It's like they didn't do anything to anybody, and you saw a lot of looting even with just innocent entrepreneurs, man. It doesn't matter on the nationality. It was just everybody got affected, bro. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, because remember, I used to consign shoes with Fight Club. There's certain shoes,
Yeah.
that would move really well there, and I just got an email saying that what do you call this? There's some. If I want to cash out, I would have to take the lowest sell. So if a phone posit sold for 120, and that was
Yeah.
like the lowest of the sales, but I had it priced at 190. I would,
Uh,
if I wanted my money, I would have to take that 120, and then they'll deduct and on top of that, I get hit with the fees. So that
so yeah. So what happened, man? How many shoes did you have on consignment? And then did the looters just take it?
yeah, I had about 30 pairs of shoes on consignment.
Oh wow.
What do you call this? That got taken. That was. I got an email and they're saying, "Hey, this is part of your what was looted for it." So it was that
Oh
was, that was
wow.
a big hit because 30 pairs. You do the math. They're all priced about 200 a piece. So you do the math on that.
Damn. So what did you end up settling, or what's take us
I
through the process? What's going on?
Not yet. I settled 10 shoes, and the other ones I'm still waiting for their insurance company to come back at
Okay.
me.
Okay. And they'll make you an offer or something like that.
Yeah, basically, but I feel
Man,
bad because there's
yeah.
there's other there's other resellers that they have like the exclusives or these like super rare high end. They've been
Yeah.
holding, and I can't imagine what's going on with them. That's
Yeah. I just started the whole goat storage, the consignment. I'm trying it out right now, Doug. And so we'll see how it goes, man. But I started with the low end stuff. So I just bought, 5 pairs of shoes, $25 to $35, and just kind of just getting used to the whole program, man. But I think a lot of people, it's a good opportunity. The whole consignment and the goat storage too, man.
definitely, definitely. I definitely took advantage of
Yeah.
that, because it's like if you need room, I mean, if you needed room, you could definitely just consign it to them, and
Yeah.
that room, it gets cross-listed there, That's what I'm saying. If you do your homework, you could have different sources of income, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%, man. So, what are you mainly selling, man? Like, if we went to your eBay page or whatever, like, what would we find?
Shoes and clothes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, shoes and clothing. That's all that's on there. But it also depends. I mean, like it depends on what I'm selling.
mhm.
There's some things that I won't even list on eBay, and I'll just list on Poshmark. You know,
Yeah.
or there's things that I would list just on Mercari, or there's things I just want to list on Offra. It just depends on the item. You know.
Yeah, man. How long did it take you? Because I mean, you've been in the reselling game for no, actually 10 years, 2020. So, like, when did you figure that out? Like, at what year in your reselling journey?
Well, I think maybe like the second, third year, I really started to get the hang of
Yeah.
it. I really started figuring out what moves. And one thing you got to pay attention is to like the current trend, like what's going on, like what's hot, what's in, what's
Yeah.
not, you know. Um, and with doing the thrifting, it really like helped me transition into the
Mhm.
shoes.
Yeah. So what did it for you that just said, you know what, I'm just tired? I mean, I know earlier you talked about the competition, but what was that key moment when you were thrifting that you said, I'm just done with this. I want to go to the RA, the retail side.
Thrifting, you physically have to like you physically got to do all the physical work. You got to go to
Yeah.
stores. Um, there's a lot of driving. There's you're going through tons of things through store, you know. So and then it was worth it because you were able to find a lot of the stuff,
Hmm.
um, good decent finds at the thrift. But when the competition started coming and your pickings and piles are getting smaller, you need to learn
Yeah.
how to. So I really kind of figure out, like I said, okay, I need to pivot, you know.
Yeah.
And then I started doing a little research, and I found some stuff I could flip at I think it was at the Marshalls, and I started doing like more research, and then I came across Hustler Hacks
Yeah.
page, and I was just like,
Uh,
yeah. I honestly been watch a lot of his videos
yeah.
with the sneaker, and it just kind of all made sense. And
Hmm.
then I put two and two together, and then I started doing more research, and that's how I got started.
Yeah, man. I remember same thing, man. I like watching the out hustled ones where it's like you just see these guys, just traveling and just, going through all these stores, man. But it's funny, like when you first get started, like I, I I was picking up like size 18 football cleats, man, like for $3. I thought I was the man and I was gonna sell it. But you just make a lot of mistakes, man, and you just gotta keep going, really. I think that's the main thing.
Right, right. You know what? Actually, coming from thrifting,
Yeah.
I already knew how to do the eBay research. You
Okay.
know, so I was already used to doing my research before I buy a product. So that did help me. Um, my issue was I wasn't up on my shoe game anymore. You know,
Right.
I knew some of it, you know, but like I said, I started binge watching his videos, and I started noticing how selective he is on picking up certain things, you
Hmm.
know, and I kept that and just kept going and going and going, and now I could actually just walk into a store, turn around, and I'll just be like, I want those.
Yeah. Hey, so you're going for the cream of the crop, huh? You're going for the favorites.
Definitely. That's where the money is. And if even though if there's a flood or whatever, if you wait, there's always a buyer. There's a right for all your items.
Yeah, man. I mean, that is so true, man. I just recently just sold a Air Max 97 the other day. It was that wood grain one that was, I think it was flooded. If I'm not mistaken, the wood grain one, it was the women's, has like wood grain with some pink. Anyways, it sold, but it took about like I think 80 days to finally sell. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to go back. But I mean, that's a long time. And the price, I think I sold it for 115, but I think if I was a little bit more patient, I could probably get a little bit more. Not a little bit more, but you can get more. But yeah, it's those $50, $60 shoes, man, that really make you a lot of money.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I still got a pair of those foam posits where everybody said, "Oh, it's a flood." There's so many.
Which ones? Which ones?
The pink ones, the white ones.
What? You're still holding on to
Dude, at 350 a pop, it's worth it.
them? So how many you have left?
I got about four or five in the inventory left.
Oh man, look at you, man. Yeah, those are, I mean, I think they were I forgot what they're called, but there's a name. But man, I think the price just shot up, man. When was the
Yeah,
last time you sold one? How long has it been?
last month.
Okay, okay. But it's still worth it though, man.
It is. I mean, the way I see it is that I could sell. I could make $20,
Yeah.
and sell through the whole inventory. And with the profits, I'm only gonna be able to afford, you know, five more shoes, or three more pairs when I go
Right.
outsourcing. Two when I wait and I get that, 325 for them, 300.
Yeah.
Now it's like 300 at Marshalls. You're at 59.99 plus the tax. You're talking about a good 4, 5 pairs, even more.
Yeah, easy, man. So what made you? Is it just that particular item, Doug, that you're patient on, or is it like just your business model in general?
My business model in general.
Yeah.
I think I think for every item that I have, there's a price in my mind. And
Okay.
if I don't agree with it, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
know, it ain't for you, bro. Like,
Yeah. Let's talk about that pickup you just had, man. Monster haul with those NMDs. I think you hit like from what we saw on IG, let's just say 2 stores you hit. Like what's your target? What's your target price with that, my guy?
you know what? I'm asking about 250 and I'll wait till get my 250
Okay.
75 for them. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't
So
mad at you. I looked them up before we got on this interview on StockX. I think there's only one size that's like around the 230 range, a size 6.
yeah, you know what? They're all about they're all between like 195, 230, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean with Q4 coming up,
No,
you
we're
know,
here, bro. Q4 is here, bro.
I don't consider Q4 now. See, the thing is, the way I think about it is that in my mind, we're still waiting for Halloween. So let's not forget.
Uh,
So once Halloween's over, then that's when I consider Q4. I'll
really?
here, but I'm getting ready for like, that November, December, making sure I got my boxes, making sure I got my shipping supplies, you know.
Yeah.
The hack says you don't want to go behind the trash can and dig up boxes.
No, dude, I just I ordered brown boxes like already cut, and then I just ordered a lot more, but I ordered like you said shipping supplies, man. I'm going through labels really quick, and so I don't want these places to sell out, and then you have no shipping labels.
Definitely, definitely. See, I order all that and I double check. So by the end of October, I got to make sure that I have enough labels, I have enough boxes, I have enough poly bags, enough of everything.
Yeah,
Because like you have to like coming from the retail background,
yeah,
you know, you would have a checklist. So like you had to make sure that everything's done. Your back room is flushed out. There's no
yeah.
holiday back there. Make sure everything's priced correctly. So that's what I do with my business. So I took that from the retail, and I'm like, do I
Mhm.
have everything do I need? So when Christmas comes, like when these crazy orders start coming, I'm not panicking and looking for stuff. And also the biggest thing I think you need to do is your inventory on point? Do you have everything that you say you have listed? Because the last thing you want to do is not have your inventory on point and you sell 5, 6 items and
Mhm.
you don't have any you don't have any of them. And now you're in trouble.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've been in the game for a while, and last year for Q4, I was in the process of moving, had a job transfer, and selling the house, buying a house. I just kind of put everything on hold. First year, I just wanted to learn and just kind of watch what can people expect, man, in Q4. Like, just is it hype or it's the real deal, man? Like sales are just happening nonstop.
It's the real deal. I
Yeah.
mean, it also depends on your inventory. You know,
Okay.
um, what like did you throughout the year did you pick up really good stuff that you could hold on for Q4? Things like that. Like what are you picking up now? And can you wait for that Q4? Because I mean, with those Pharrells,
Hmm.
I'm saying 250 because for Christmas everybody's buying, everybody has money. You know,
Hmm.
if you sell for $20 more, right, and you have 10 of those items, that's $200 extra that you're gonna get. And then what I've seen and from my experience, people always pay up more during Christmas.
Okay. So do you think we should raise our prices then? Is that what you're
Definitely,
saying?
definitely, 100 agree with it, man.
All
It's
right.
like why sell yourself short?
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go based on the same Q4 as you. So right after Halloween, that's it, bro. 25% increase. My whole store.
There you go. What's the worst that could happen? They send you a message and they tell you, "Hey, can you take $20 off?" You
They're
know,
gonna,
you want to
yeah.
make a sale. He's gonna say, "Okay." You
No,
know.
I think that's cool, man. I never thought about that, but I think like you're saying, people are, and especially if there's not that many out there, like you said, I think that's something that you've been saying through the whole podcast. Like, why sell yourself short? I mean, it's hard enough to find stuff in the stores, and we've been grinding all year. So I think it's time to reward us, reward yourself pretty much.
Right. And I mean, not only that, but with that, if you raise your price just a little bit more, that also helps you build your capital. That's those, or if you raise it up a little bit more, your merchandise will basically you could buy gifts for the whole family.
Yeah. No,
So
that's smart.
so that's what I've always done. And to me, the worst thing that could happen is people send me an offer, and say, "Hey, are you willing to take this for it?" And then if if you have really good merchandise and you're really picky about what you pick up, people are definitely always gonna pay more. I've had like last year, I had customers messaging me saying, "Hey, can I will pay the extra $50 for the overnight shipping."
No,
You know,
wow.
especially with COVID season. I mean, with the whole COVID thing going on, I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be really big. I think there's going to be a lot of people shopping online.
I think so too, man. That's one of the things that kind of got me into the reselling game. Was I feel like online, like internet sales, just online businesses and all that stuff. I feel like we're just getting started, man. And I really wanted the piece of the pie. And I think you can invest into companies and you can buy stocks if you want, or you can just be a seller like you and I, and actually make money, man. But I still think that the window is open, Doug. But I think at some point it's gonna close up, man.
For the reselling game,
Yeah,
that's why you always got to think what's next. Like,
yeah,
what's your next project? Like once you master something and you achieved your goal, what's next? What's next on the
yeah.
table? Like, I have a few projects that I know what I want to do once I reach that goal. I
Mhm.
still want to continue doing the reselling, but I have also other plans to do other things. So
Yeah.
it's like I never just focus on one thing. But you're not the only person I heard that from. I've heard it. I've heard it from other people.
Yeah, I mean, it could be true. It could not be true. I mean, I don't know, but I think, like you said, sales are going to increase. I think for a lot of people, the reselling game is more of a launching pad. I think we were talking about that before when, off air, but I think, you get your feet wet. It doesn't take that much capital to get started. You're running a business and maybe you want to do a different business. Maybe you want brick and mortar. I mean, whatever it may be, but at least this gets you started, and you learn a lot, man.
Definitely agree with you, Joey. Definitely do. You know, but it just depends. And one of I think the biggest thing that's killing the business, low ballers,
Oh,
undercut it.
let's talk about it, man.
Yeah,
Speak your mind, bro. Speak your mind. The
man,
pulpit's yours, bro. Preach.
man,
Preach, Pastor
that's
Doug.
moving out there. Like,
Yeah.
I understand if there's one reason I would accept it if you're starting a business and you're trying to you know, get yourself known out there, trying to get a little product moving and stuff like that. But a lot, I mean, I seen people sell those NMDs for like the other day on offer for $100. I will give you $100 and still flip it on X.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, do your research. Like, I mean, those are the people who are not going to survive. You're not, and I'll tell you that if you have that mindset, you're not going to survive in this business, and you just ruin it for everybody. It's like I just don't know how people could be happy with like $5, $10 profits, $20.
Yeah.
If you're spending 120, especially if you're buying those Jordan ones and you can go around and sell it for $45 profit. I'm like, why even buy it?
Yeah. Well, I think for some people it's just lunch money, man. I think like, when you study the average reseller, whether they're full-time or part-time, Doug, it's like I always look at their living situation because like for me, I got a family, I got a wife, I got 2 kids, I got another kid on the way. My wife's pregnant. Shout out to my wife. And, a lot of resellers live at home, man. So when you live at home, mommy and daddy, or maybe it's just mommy, maybe it's daddy, and they're taking care of you, they're taking care of the expenses. I mean, yeah, it's easy to be loose, man, and be like, I'll just make $15 or $20. But it's funny because like for me, the people that are on the profit fines, and you look at these crazy home run fines, bro, home runs, most of them, when I look at their page, they just look like a regular person where they're like, a skateboarder, or, they're a student, and it's like there's nothing reselling related, but they're always looking for that home run and they find it, bro. But then they just, they make their money and they bounce, man.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is today I actually the malls reopened back in LA.
Yeah, today was
So,
the first day.
right, so I went, hit up a few malls, pick up a few things,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of went like, this
Mm-hmm.
kid, he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm making like $10 a pop out of here," and he has good sizes. He guys has
Yeah.
sizes that you hold on a little bit. Christmas coming around the corner,
Yeah.
make $80, $90 off of it, double your money. But I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, what are you doing here? Go back to school,
Right. Right. But do you think it's also just young people? I mean, do you see like grown up, like, I'm 37, but I mean, is there a lot of people that are lowballing? Are are they mainly just young cats, like 18 to 24 years old? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're the young ones still living at home, you
Yeah.
know. But I actually have myself. I have a 16-year-old daughter,
Okay.
and she flipped things. But I've taught her to like, yo, you know what? Don't cut yourself short. Hold
Yeah.
on, you'll see your money come in. Don't get desperate. Don't take that $5, $10, you know, profit. And she's pretty patient as well when she
Yeah.
does, you know. But
Do you do, yeah, no, you're still there. You're still there. Do you think it's maybe a lack of education where, on Instagram, let's face it, man, everybody's just posting their finds for the most part. It's I think Instagram is mainly for me like 90%, people just posting what they find. But then no one's really talking about the business aspect of what you should price it at. So it would be, and then on top of that, Doug, we don't even know if these people are buying the product that take a picture, right? And you swipe, they got 10 pictures. But why not pit, okay, I found this shoe. This is what I'm gonna price it at. Because then you throw it out there. Like, do you feel like it's just a lack of education?
it could be, but it could also be that they just don't care.
Okay.
You know, it's like you got a mix of both. You know, um, one of the things that actually my daughter was like, I was watching Hustle Hacks videos. One of the
Yeah.
things she liked about the video, I think I was watching his live on the TV once.
Hmm.
Um, and one of the things she really liked is that educational aspect that he gives. Like I don't know if he like when he breaks down like what he sold on eBay,
Yeah.
how much for what the ROI,
Right.
and you really don't see that on the IG. You just see the
Right.
fines. But then again, like how many of these people are also just kind of doing it a one-time thing?
Right. We don't know. There's tons of it, man. I mean, there's a dime a dozen. Like, I'm new to the game. It's my second year. A lot of people were part of the same class, I like to say, that that 2019 class. But I mean, I think that's one thing that I wish I would see more. Like lately, people are posting, "Oh, I'm shipping out 10 boxes today." All right, that's cool, my man. Congratulations. What's the profit? Let's focus on the business, because I feel that that's going to help not only the individual, but it's going to help everybody. Because think about it, Doug. Like when you make a killing on a sale, I mean, I think we've all done it. You post it, right? You want to brag a little bit, like, yeah, I sold this shoe for X amount of dollars. But man, when you don't make that much profit, no one knows about it. No one posts about it.
I don't like to post myself. You
I know,
know,
man. You're low key, bro.
I just roll with it. I just kind of figure it out. But you definitely, as a reseller, you definitely have your mistakes, and
Yeah.
that's part of the thing that we. But when you make a mistake, is it's okay. But what did you learn from it? That's the one thing that you guys always got to listen to. Say,
Mhm.
okay, I made a mistake. What did I learn from it? What did I take from it? How can I fix it? You got to be proactive so you don't make the same mistake again. You know. But
What was your last mistake, bro? What was your last mistake?
let's see here. What did I pick up that was uh, Jordan 312 Legacies,
Okay. Oh, okay. The kids ones?
the kid ones. But you know what? It wasn't the reason I picked them up because they were 21.99 at the outlet,
Yeah.
uh, and they were 30% off,
Yeah.
and I had a $20 coupon.
Ay,
You
ay, ay, amigo.
know?
Would you pass on them?
No, I picked them up. I picked them up.
Okay.
I mean, I priced these so low. I think I priced them at $65 or
Yeah.
60. They would not move. They've not sold one, you know.
Wow.
And I'm just like, dude, somebody just take them off of me, you know. But
Right.
yeah,
It must have been a different colorway because I know there's some. Oh, were they lows or mids?
no, they were like the mids.
Okay. Okay.
All the Toro, like they were all red
Yeah.
with the little stripe, elephant print, but can't move them
Yeah.
to help my life.
How many did you get?
7.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's only $100, but
Yeah.
you know,
Hey.
I think
Well,
those
yeah.
guys
When you've been in the game a long time, man. If that's the mistakes you're making these days, that's not bad at all. When you sell one of those foams, man, you'll make it up.
definitely, definitely. That's how you gotta have a balance.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little bit of a gambler guy, so I'll gamble on things. Just
Yeah.
say, all right, like let's try it out. And the way I see it is, the worst thing that could happen is you take a loss. You
Hmm.
know, but at the end of the day, the key here is if I break even, it's still a win for me because I didn't lose, I didn't win. I just took some knowledge from it. I know not to buy
Yeah.
those. I know trust. You trust your instinct. And you move on. You know.
Hey, that's the name of the game, man. I think, like you said, you learn a lot and you move on, man. I think if you want to be in this game for a long time, you will. And I think if you want to learn, you'll learn, man. It just comes down to the individual, man, really.
Definitely. That and also asking the right questions. It's like
Yeah.
I to other resellers. It's some people feel like, hey, you know what? Maybe they're like, they're scared to talk to them. But I've gotten some great knowledge from other resellers. They've
Hmm.
put me on a game where like it's just I didn't even know about it. You know.
Yeah, no, you're so right, man. I think networking, right? Like just having a network. I know one reseller in particular, he would say, your network is your net worth. And I think, people that like I talk to Ross Shellington a lot. We have a show together, and it's like he's been reselling longer than me, but it's like I'm trying to catch him, and then he's trying to catch the next person in front of him. And so, like you said earlier, you got to have goals, Doug, and it's good to network, man. That's how I met you.
Yes, definitely, definitely, man. Like there are when you network and you start talking to people, but the key is also asking the right questions, you
Yeah,
know, and asking them properly. Make some most resellers that I've ran into, they're willing to share their information, or they're willing to give you
yeah,
tips and tricks and stuff like that. But you got to make sure you just go out there and have fun. It's kind of
yeah,
like the way I see it is when you go out there and you're hitting different stores, you know, um, it's kind of like going to a new high school every time. If you see somebody and say hello, don't be
yeah,
afraid, because like I said, the worst thing that could say happen is just they'll just give you a nod or whatever. But for the most part, like 90% of the resellers that I've met, they've been really cool. I grab the number or whatever, or if they're cool with that, or hit them up on IG, you know, and a lot of them giving me, like I said, great tips, great information. They
Yeah.
put me on game on things that I don't know about, and if you want to survive, that's key, man.
Yeah, well said, man. I think I mean, I hit you up on IG. I was like, man, there was no picture of you. I didn't know what you look like, right? And then I was like, I'm gonna call this guy on IG, and I called and you answered. I was like, holy moly! And then
Yeah,
we were both just driving, looking for those jerseys, man. And it was just cool to communicate and just see where you're finding, what I'm finding, and it was all love, man. And now you're on the show, so look at that, boom.
yeah. Thank you for having me, bro. Yeah, because at first it's like, who's Joseph? Because I followed you, and you like I seen your eBay Joey, and I've
Yeah,
heard the podcast.
yeah.
And it's just like, who's Joseph, man? I don't know this guy. Like, hung out, like he sent you he sent me a message. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Joey. Like, yeah, what's up, man? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, man. You gotta be sometimes you have to be the aggressor, man. And I know in the beginning it was tough to talk to people and get some help, but you just gotta just keep going, man. Someone's always there. There's always gonna be someone there to help you, man, for sure.
Hey, one of the biggest things I tell my daughter is that don't be afraid of asking for help.
Yeah.
Because if somebody doesn't know what 1 plus 1 is, and you go, what's 1 plus 1, and they don't know, and you teach them what 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yeah.
Now you taught them something. They learned something.
Yeah.
And it might be the dumbest question in the class, but if you don't know it and you learn something, you
Yeah.
just walk away with like some knowledge. Now you know, and that's the way I see things.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool, man. I think it's kind of cool that you can relate, because you got a daughter and you got a family, and just how the reselling it all comes together, man. I think, for a lot of people that might be like shy or hesitant, it's you got to get out of that shell, man. I know reselling is not for everybody, but if you get that out of that shell, you could be one dangerous reseller, man.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Because, I mean, me personally, I've gotten tips like, "Hey, bro, you know what? This thing is here," and like I go to the Nike outlets, and I've gotten tips from other
Uh-huh.
resellers that are there and just tell me, "Hey, bro, they got these mids or Jordan 1s here. There's like 20 left.
Yeah.
And that's helped me a lot.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. No, that's key, man. When you're sourcing, Doug, what kind of shoes do you like to wear when you're out in the streets?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to throw on some beaters because all day,
Yeah.
in when I go sourcing, you can't really tell that I'm sourcing. I'm just shorts, t-shirt type of guy. Throw on a hat,
Yeah.
and I'm in there. I go in there low key. I do my,
Hey,
it's
not anymore, bro. Now you're all over the YouTube, man.
oh no, man, it's. I mean, I'm very friendly too.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up to me, you talk to me, but I like to be in and out of stores within like 10, 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
I have a routine. I go in, I check, because the more stores I hit, the more probability I'm gonna find something.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. It's a numbers game. So what are your beaters, man? I don't think I heard what kind of beaters you wear. You wearing Reeboks? What are you wearing, bro?
I'm wearing some Adidas Boost, some
Uh-huh.
270s, and my favorite are the Daybreakers, bro. They are so comfortable.
Really? Okay.
You know,
Everybody gives different answers, which is cool though. We all have different
uh,
feet.
once in a while, I'll throw something on. I
Yeah.
like mids. I'm like Jake. I'm a fan of the mids. Yeah, like,
Shout out, know what to flip it.
right. So I
Yeah.
like I like the mids. I'll wear some mids. Right now in the rotation, I got the Royal mids, the White Heels, the Chicago
Oh,
Toes.
nice.
You know, and if I'm feeling fancy, like I'm feeling like a pretty ballerina, I'll throw
Yeah.
on the Flints or like some Royal Toes. You know,
Okay, look at you, man.
that's when it's like, oh, that guy's a reseller. You know,
Yeah, it's funny, man. But even when I go in the stores, I'll look at loss prevention. I like to see what the employees are wearing. You know. And so I think that's a key if they're resellers themselves, man. But where can people find you on social media?
They could follow me on DromTheHustler and IG. That's basically it. Hit me, just hit with the follow.
All right. That's what's up, man. Yeah, if you have any questions, hit them up in the DM. Drum the Hustler will put a link. I want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. You can also go to the website, A Reseller's Journey, where aresellersjourney.com, where we have the links to all the episodes and including this one. So appreciate it and catch you on the next one. Peace.
It was